What if the universe wasn't broken, but manufactured? What if evil wasn't a flaw in the system, but the system itself, right down to the atoms? Marvel's relaunch of the Ultimate Universe and DC's Absolute Universe don't just reimagine superheroes. They reimagine reality itself. The world they inhabit is engineered by two of the most evil villains in comic history into something twisted, wrong, and malicious. Whether intentionally or not, both universes reflect one of humanity's most controversial religions, Gnosticism. The Gnostics had a radical explanation for all the evil in the world. What if God was a psycho idiot failson? Now, that's of course not how they worded it, but that's the gist of the concept behind the Demiurge. I'm King Rex, comics YouTuber and experienced occultist, and what I want to do with this video is not just talk about some really cool comics and their philosophical backpinings, or to show off my occult knowledge. I want to talk about why these comics work, and why this obscure religion is so relevant to today's environment. Now before we start, make sure that you like and subscribe. It really helps me in my battle against the evil tyranny of the YouTube algorithm. Gnosticism comes from the Greek word gnosis, meaning knowledge or insight. While the exact origins are debated, Gnosticism arose in the 1st and 2nd centuries among Jewish and early Christian communities. It was a chaotic time, political upheaval, religious conflict, social instability. People looked at their world and found it deeply wrong and troubling. According to the Gnostics, the world we inhabit was not broken by accident, nor by the failings of humanity alone. It was created by a lesser, flawed being they called the Demiurge, or Yaldabaoth. This creature believed himself to be the true God, and with his ignorant will, he crafted a cosmos that was fundamentally defective. Like a child trying on their parents' suits. Above this imperfect creation existed a transcendent, unknowable God, one untouched by suffering and corruption, the one whose true realm lay beyond our material universe. A universe we were cut off from. The Demiurge's mother is named Sophia, a being of pure wisdom who basically gave her cosmically deformed son a universe of his own to play with as a distraction. Imagine an angsty teenager playing with their Sims or a troll on Roblox, and I think you'll get an idea of what the Demiurge is like. During my college years, I got very much into the occult. Chaos magics, obscure religions, cryptids, that sort of thing. And a lot of this was inspired by Grant Morrison's magnum opus, The Invisibles. Look at this thing, it's an absolute unit. This thing cost me hundreds. But I love this series. I would recommend anyone who's into magic or anarchy, or just kind of understanding the world around you, pick this baby up. Just be sure to lift with your legs and not with your back, you get it? From the Gnostic religion, I learned about an explanation for a world and why it has so much suffering or evil despite the idea that we are ruled by an all-knowing, all-loving God. And frankly, the idea of the Demiurge was a better explanation than anything else I'd heard at the time. And I was surprised to find while reading the Absolute Universe and the Ultimate Universe that I saw so many parallels between the story of the Demiurge and the Maker and Darkseid that I feel like it can't just be a coincidence. Now, there are many sects of Gnosticism with varied beliefs, and this video isn't meant to be a deep dive into scripture. But for the purposes of this video, understand that our world is basically a crafted cage by an evil god, and humans were born into it with a potential for awakening. Human beings carry within them a spark of the divine, capable of awakening through insight. The material realm is false and oppressive, but the soul's recognition of this falsehood is the first step toward liberation. Knowledge itself becomes a form of resistance, a rebellion against the cosmic lie. This framework is not merely philosophical, it is narrative. It resonates because it mirrors the experience of existing in a world where systems often seem designed to suppress justice, and where the smallest acts of awareness and courage can feel revolutionary. So now that you understand the basics of Gnosticism, we can finally talk about the comics. In Marvel's first Ultimate Universe, Reed Richards becomes the Maker, A villain who transforms intellect and ambition into the power to rewrite reality itself. That universe died. That's the universe that Miles Morales actually comes from, in case you didn't know. The Maker remakes the Ultimate Universe to fit his cruel vision. Certain heroes never come into existence. Others are twisted into corrupt versions of themselves. Villains rise to dominate governments, corporations, and institutions. Villainy is law. Dr. Midas controls the White House. Clint Barton is killed. This new universe's Reed Richards is psychologically tortured into becoming a new Doctor Doom. In Gnostic terms, the Maker is the Demiurge. He claims absolute authority, imposing a flawed and tyrannical order over reality, while the sparks of truth struggle to emerge in his world. The heroes are anomalies, fractures in a universe designed to suppress them. Their fight is not simply against villains, but against the architecture of the false world itself. Through the Ultimates run, they come to understand they don't just need grit and fists. They need ideas. Knowledge. Technological advancements. Collective planning, and perhaps most importantly of all, revolutionary concepts of rebellion to achieve freedom from the laws of the world proven broken, to lose the chains that shackle them. In that struggle, we glimpse Gnosis, awakening to the truth of the cosmos and asserting one's inherent spark. While the Maker is not literally a cosmic god, for all intents and purposes, he might as well be. He's that powerful. His inherent spite and cruelty makes him a perfect parallel to the Demiurge. And yet, this comparison is taken even further with DC's Absolute Universe. The DC Absolute Universe is created by Darkseid. This takes the concept of a flawed cosmos further. In this universe, every atom is composed of omega particles. Particles with an inherent moral alignment toward evil. Goodness is a glitch. Heroism is a statistical impossibility. Darkseid is not merely a tyrant. He is written into the laws of existence. The universe resists the emergence of good, making heroism not just difficult, but ontologically unnatural. Heroes of the Golden Age die or sell their souls. Familiar faces meet cruel and torturous fates. The lack of Golden Age superheroes here reminds me of the New 52, another universe that axed many of its more goofy Golden Age type heroes in favor of a universe that was a little more grittier and darker. I wouldn't be surprised if this is sort of a commentary on what was done in the New 52. Nowhere is this inherent cruelty more on display than in Absolute Batman. The scientists in Arc-M have made characters like Poison Ivy and Clayface into twisted science experiments straight out of I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. Harvey Dent, Ed Enigma, and Oswald Cobblepot are tortured and broken with precision by Bane, sadistically turning their pride and anxieties into bodily deformities, turning them into malformed versions of their original counterparts. Bane himself does not escape this suffering. He is a marvel and a slave. His ever-growing and regenerating body makes him seemingly immortal, and thus extremely valuable. After his battle with Batman, he's reduced to eyes and a brain in a jar. His boss is the Joker of this universe, and his reward for all this hard work is not even death. Instead, the Joker drops bombs on his family to remove the distractions, fully planning to reuse Bane. In this world, no one is safe, except maybe the most evil amongst us. The parallels to Gnosticism is clear. The world is a falsehood created through sheer cruelty to torture those within it, where only the worst of us can survive and thrive. Darkseid is a Lovecraftian being, deciding the moral fates of every being in the universe. The existence of God is all but confirmed, and it shows that he hates us all. The Ultimate and Absolute lines have been massively successful critically and commercially. Their evil unsettles us to our core because they reflect what many sense in real life. Systems that reward cruelty, punish empathy, and resist meaningful change. They give narrative form to an intuition that the world is rigged, that oppression is systematic, and that goodness is a fragile rarity. Our entire world seems like a twisted amusement park for the most sociopathic of society. people who commit atrocities daily for the most meager of rewards. The horror of these stories is not simply in villainy, but in the sense that reality itself seems complicit, the hand of fate designed to confine and frustrate those who seek truth or justice. This realization can be frightening, deeply unsettling. But Gnosticism is not all just doom and gloom. They do believe that there is hope for humanity, and that relies in Gnosis. Knowledge is the first key towards liberation. Recognizing the nature of their world and their enemy is the first step. Just as the art of war says, know thy enemy. For the Gnostics, awareness is not despair, it is power. The Demiurge rules only the false realm, and the divine spark within each human cannot be fully contained. In the comics, the hero's awareness functions the same way. They survive and act because they perceive the lie underlying their world and push against the forces of nature themselves to break free. Knowing the system is the first step to breaking it. Tony Stark develops origin boxes, allowing the people of their flawed universe to regain the potential they were denied through knowledge of their 616 counterparts. The ultimate Luke Cage manages to unite his fellow prisoners through discussion, theories of freedom, and power. Knowledge. Clark Kent manages to convince a hive mind of Brainiac slaves to rebel by providing them the concepts of individuality, freedom, and solidarity. It's an uphill battle. These universes are brimming with darkness that rival some of the edgiest 90s comics. But, just like in the comics and in the Gnostic religion, there is hope, there is a higher meaning. The supreme being of Gnosticism is sometimes called Abraxas, a being representing divinity through duality. For every good, there must be bad. For every light, there must be shadow. The deeper and darker the shadow, the stronger the source of light. By putting these classic heroes into such dire circumstances, the Maker and Darkseid have ironically made those heroes' core strengths shine through more brilliantly than ever before. The ingenuity of Tony Stark, the willpower of Kal-El, the love and compassion of Wonder Woman. They are counterbalance to a world of evil. And just like these comic universes and the philosophy of Gnosticism, our world today seems run by evil. And the problem is, it's not an evil of supervillainy. We don't have cackling supervillains going up and announcing their latest evil plan, at least not directly. It's more mundane. It's the fact that this is woven into every tapestry of our lives, and we kind of just accept it as just the way things are. A CEO poisons an entire town and is met with just a fine. The cost of doing business. Dozens upon dozens of school children are killed in mass shootings, but nothing is done, because these deaths are worth it for our special freedoms. The President of the United States is involved with some of the most heinous crimes known to humanity and will likely never see the inside of a jail cell, while others are sent to torture facilities in foreign countries for overstaying their visas, and there they face some of the worst suffering known to man, violations of their very individuality and status as humans. These comics feel so fresh and brutal, but also relatable and undeniable because they are critiquing our world. They are reflecting a lot of the anxieties that real people are feeling these days. And while our literal atoms are not caked in the moral of evil like the omega particles, we also don't have Batman or Wonder Woman coming to save us. It's up to us to save us. We need to stop being complacent with cruelty. We need to stop expecting that hurting the right kinds of people will magically make our lives improve. We need communities and structures that are willing to support the people within it in material ways. Like all revolutions, it has to start in the mind. You need to choose hope. You need to decide that there can be a better tomorrow and push towards it. You need to accept that getting off the sinking ship is worth it, even if you've spent your entire life on that ship. Your parents have spent their life on that ship, and so on, and so on. The strongest force in the universe is hope, and it is the only thing that will get us out of this. Otherwise, the Demiurge wins, not because he's exceptionally bright or even exceptionally powerful, but because we gave up. These comics have been so refreshing to the world of superheroes, and I recommend that everybody check out the Absolute Universe and the Ultimate Universe. If you want a full review of the first year of the Absolute Universe, I have a video covering that topic. Or you can check out my video discussing the moral lines between a hero and a terrorist, the morality of rebellion in comics. Check out my links below, join the Discord for comics discussion, grab a YouTube membership to help me continue on doing this and feeding myself. Check out some of my own short comics on Global Comics. And of course, make sure you like and subscribe and share this with everyone you know who you think would like it. I'd really appreciate that. I'm King Rex, your favorite idiot god tyrant, and keep on reading.